Give a little time for some people to come on. Can you see us over there? Gotta hit refresh. Nah. Nah, you good. You got viewers? Make sure it's turned all the way down. Let them load up. Let them load up. Wait about another 30 seconds. Danica. I did, because you told me like 100 times how to say it. All right, here we go. What's going on? Something's going on.
You got 6 viewers.
Yeah, I know. But it's not letting me it's not letting me switch. It's stuck.
Did you hit start?
I don't know what the heck is going on. Y'all bear with me, man. I'm getting this to work.
Jason's on the way. Oh, it's moving. Live in time to make it.
Mm-hmm. But it's not letting me add anything. I don't know what the heck's going on. I'm gonna have to turn this off and come back on.
No?
No?
You're good. Just start it.
No,
I see your comments already.
I understand that, but I can't get this over here to move. This is supposed to come over here.
Move it. Drag it.
It's like stuck.
Which, this one?
Oh my God, this is embarrassing.
It's okay. That's why it's Wacky Wednesday.
It is. It was just working. I don't know what the heck's going on.
Learning your own shiznit.
It's not letting me switch over. Hey guys, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna come right back on. Sorry about that. What'd you do? Never mind. I'm staying here. Oh.
Wacky Wednesday. It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper. Unfiltered, the real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the bill. Wacky Wednesday. B-Town's very own. It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper. Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, guys. That's why I have a producer, and she fixed it. One button. Oh my goodness. Well, welcome to another edition of Wacky Wednesday. I'd like to thank you guys for joining us again on another Wednesday evening. You know, I know you could be doing 100 different things, but you're hanging out with me, which is pretty cool, and I appreciate it. Again, if you're new, I always say it. I've been doing it. This is my 16th week since COVID started, so that's how you can tell. If you tune in every Wednesday, that's how long we've been in COVID. So this is the 16th week of COVID, of the coronavirus. You can laugh, Danica.
Okay.
You can laugh. And so, you know, it's one of these things where, where is my? There it is. Um, it's one of these things where 16 weeks ago I started off being like silly, and it led to something else and something else, something else. So now it's gotten a little serious, which is cool. And I've been having different guests on. I look forward to doing this every single Wednesday. You guys would be surprised on how many phone calls I get, how many messages I get to just like keep doing it. Like, don't stop, keep doing it, keep doing it. We're getting better. It's gonna get better, as you can see. We have a little bit of different things going on tonight. I have the producer actually with me this week. It's not gonna be a lonely me like it was last week, and she has her own camera. So if you want to turn on your mic, hold on. There we go. There she is. Say hi, babe. You're live.
Hello, guys. I'm. A lot of you already know me, and if those who don't, I'm Wicha, aka Maria. So that's me.
Nice. So, and it's back to us. But Danica, you know, I've known you for a long time, dude. How many years have I known you?
Since Lawrence was little.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, dude. I forgot about that. You guys were homies.
Casey and Lawrence.
Casey and Lawrence. Okay.
So
Yeah.
what, when he was in like 4th grade, 5th grade? So about that long.
4th grade.
Yep.
People are already asking. Yes, and I'm not drinking harshly on the show. I did have a conversation with a buddy of mine, Mr. Jesse Barra, earlier, and he's like, "Hey, I don't want you drinking." I said, "You know what? Yeah, you're right. I haven't drank in the last couple of weeks, but I decided to show you guys a little bit of Texas. If you guys haven't seen this, I had the fortunate to go to Dallas this weekend, and my tia, she went to the liquor store and she found me a 12-pack of the best made sour pickle beer. If you've never had it, you don't like pickles, don't buy it. Right? How's it taste?
Delicious. Cheers.
Delicious. Cheers. There you go.
So good.
It tastes great. It really does. But as we're saying, so Danica here, I used to call her Donica, and my wife's like, "Babe, it's Danica. It's not Donica." So with that being said, it's Danica.
Danica.
And your last name?
Rao.
How do you say it?
Rao. Like wow. Rao.
Like a lion?
Yes. Rao, like a lion.
So, I've known you. You used to live down the. She used to live down the. Check this out. How small this world is. Mm-hmm. She literally lived about 4 or 5 houses, or more than that.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5 houses.
Yeah.
Down the street from me, on Camp Pendleton, where I had the same house for over 10 years, and I saw them grow up, and then they end up here in San Antonio as well, just like us. And I've been following you on Facebook for forever and a day, so it's like I've seen your son grow up. I've seen you get married, and all that through social media.
And we literally live like 3 exits away.
And there, see
3
that?
exits
3
away.
exits away. We live 4 houses away. Now we live 3 exits away.
So she could say we all followed her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and when you were younger, I remember the kids were just like all up and down the street, and but your dad was strict with you guys.
Yeah,
Right.
mom and dad.
Well, yeah, I remember your mom.
Everybody remembers
if
my
you
mom.
If you lived in our neighborhood, you knew Danica's mom. She didn't play around.
Yep.
Miss Cindy did not. She did not play around. Miss Cindy, if
Yep.
you're watching, hello from 3 exits away. How you doing?
She would.
Hey, for the record, don't mind my glass door in the background. I'm just like looking at it right now. I got 2 dogs, and no matter what, I can clean it 100 times, and they'll just jump up. So if you have dogs, you understand what's going on behind me. Your mom was like 4 houses.
4 houses.
She probably went on Google Maps and
She probably did.
counted the houses. But I really think that the way I found today's episode was like a godsend in a sense, right? Like sometimes I always say like sometimes God puts people in your life,
Yes.
but sometimes God puts things in your life that you come across and you're just like, whoa, wait a minute. So, what were you feeling that day?
When I heard from you?
No,
Or just that day?
Just that day when you wrote. So this started with a post, a Facebook post.
Yeah, so this started with just, I had an experience where I was supposed to get a knee surgery due to a CrossFit injury last year. And I've been out of the gym pretty much since December, I think, was my last full CrossFit workout. And COVID and just weight gain, and I miss being in the gym. The gym was my happy place, to where I just felt like it was my, some people need mom time, some people need alone time. I needed my gym time. And we were 5 days out from surgery date, and I was told that I couldn't have my surgery because they wanted a weight loss plan. And I didn't understand what that surgery had to do with my weight, because I wasn't having a knee replacement. I was just getting orthoscopic knee surgery to fix a meniscus tear. And so I was just irritated because, you know, I'm still in pain, can't go to the gym because of my knee, and now I'm just at like a standstill. So I was just irritated and frustrated, and then all these thoughts just kept rushing in my head about, you know, what it's like for someone who's bigger, someone who lives in a plus size or fat body, what it's like for them on a daily basis, or discrimination that they faced, ridicule, just anything of that nature. So that's kind of how I felt that day.
And you just put it down on a set of paper like used to.
I just put it down on paper.
Yeah. If you hear a little echo, again, bear with us. We're having a new program, so I mean, I only heard one comment, so I'm sure that people can hear us. It sounds better. Oh, it was your volume, and I unplugged the headphones. And I read that, dude. I read that, and I was like, I sat back and I was like, man, you know what? That would be a good episode on Wacky Wednesday, because, you know, we talk about alcohol, we talk about all these different drugs and walking around. Or I had my buddy Frank on here. I don't know if you saw that episode. You know, he had done some prison time, and then he came out to the real world, and people look at you and they automatically think one way of you when he's a huge teddy bear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I think yours is what you started writing. I was like, man, I want to bring this to the table. I want people to know how people feel. So if you are one of those people who go out and, you know, judge people, and 99% of people are they're going to raise their hand and say, I don't judge people.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Most people judge people in some sense, some form. And, you know, I think that when I read that comment, I'm like, dude, this is perfect. This is perfect. You can bring your story. You can be real about it. And you can share kind of what you live through every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those of you that are watching, the viewers, I spoke to her before we started. If you guys have questions that maybe you've never asked, like you saw somebody big and you're like, I really want to know this, or I really want to know that, but you didn't have the courage to ask, hey, send me a message. Don't send me a message, because you're going to mess up my stuff. But send a comment, man. The producer will read the comment, and she said she's open to anything. Mm-hmm. I said, are you sure? I said, you can tap me here underneath the counter here, and we'll won't answer that question, or we'll just ignore it. But if there's something you guys really want to know, please, like, let it be told. Let it come out here and ask. I don't know what it's like to live like that. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's like to. I've gained 50 pounds since I retired.
But you're yeah, you lived that fit Marine life for
exactly.
Ever.
And then you know, I'll give you, like me. I retired from the Marine Corps, And 12 months later, I literally gained 52 pounds. From the day that my retirement ceremony until the following August, I gained 52 pounds. And I had a buddy of mine that I used to work with. He used to tell me, because every day I would go and buy. You know what a carne guisada taco is? You
Yes.
lived here enough? Okay. So I used to go.
Yeah.
I used to get up and go to work, and I would buy me one big red and two carne guisada tacos every day at my desk. I was eating, and the guy would come in, and he'd be like, "Hey, Bumper, you keep eating like that, bro. That Marines buys and go." I'm like, "Man, I'm good. Don't even worry about it. I'm good. I missed this. I haven't done this in a long
Yeah.
time." Shoot, 12 months later, bam! I was like, "Yo." And it started my fitness journey, my first fitness journey, and I lost it. I lost all of it. I actually went to below what I was before I joined the Marine Corps, and then I got shot, depressed, started drinking sodas and doing all the bad stuff again, and
Yeah.
I gained it all back. I did. I gained every single bit of it back. But since you were little, you've always been husky, huh?
Husky.
Husky
That's a
is a
good
good
one.
word.
That's a fluffy. Yeah. I always had a belly, like just a little kid that has a little belly that, just hangs over the pants a little bit, or you need to buy your kid little stretchy pants because the button just is a little too tight. That was me. So I always had my mom will laugh because I look back at pictures and I hate my school pictures because I'm in this Tweety Bird shirt and like these bright blue bicycle pants. And I'm like, you could not dress me any cuter. And she goes, that's all that fits you. You had a little belly. And I'm like, mm-hmm. So, but I just had a little belly. And then by the time I was 10, 11, my body started changing and I got boobs. And, I wasn't a little girl anymore in biology sense. I started becoming a woman and being Hispanic Samoan, living in San Clemente, California, which is, of course, where we knew each other.
My second home.
Yeah, second home.
Shout out to anybody watching from San Clemente, California.
It's predominantly a white town.
Mm-hmm.
Rich white families with
Surfers and
blonde hair,
doctors.
blue-eyed,
Yeah.
skinny, not much shaped people. And when you're Hispanic Samoan, you stick out like a sore thumb. And especially in that community.
Not on base though. Not on base.
Not on
did.
base. Not
But
on
off
base.
base
But
you did.
off base we did. And I went to school off base starting in middle school. And I think that like teasing was worse on base because of course, everybody knew everybody. We were at the same school our whole childhood lives. But I kind of stuck out compared to everybody else because I was already starting a woman shape where a lot of my peers were not. So started getting a little thicker. And in high school, I was like a size 16. I was very active in high school on the color guard team. I walked to work, walked home from work. I had a, full-time job at the commissary, on top of my studies. So I was still active, just bigger sized. So,
So, to iterate a little bit more on San Clemente, to kind of give you a better picture, we lived on base, and we lived on the San Diego Orange County border. But our schools once they got out of 8th grade, high school, they would have to attend off base. But you didn't go to San Onofre, huh?
I went to San Onofre 3rd grade until the last 3 months of 6th grade, and then I went off base.
You went off base. That's cool.
Short Cliffs.
Short Cliffs.
And then I came back for 8th grade on San Onofre.
When I say like the community is a surfing community, like there's no exaggeration in that whatsoever. You go anywhere in the town, it's all about surfing.
Flip flops year round.
Yeah, flip flops around and with the hoodie. I love it there. I'd get up there and move there in a heartbeat. So when you graduated high school, or I take let's go to this. So when you graduated high school, you already kind of bigger than what you wanted to be? Or are you
I mean,
comfortable? Or are
in
you
my,
comfortable in your skin?
I, that's a good question. I don't know. I can look back, and think, you see that meme where everybody says, "Oh, I wish I wish I was as fat as the first time I thought I was fat," and I wish that I was still that fat. But I look back, and I mean, compared to some of my friends, I was bigger than them, but I was pretty comfortable with myself. I liked who I was. I found clothes that I loved, and I had a boyfriend who loved me. So, I was really fine in high school.
I don't think like people who are not big, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna call out people that I know, of course, but it's gotta be. And I'm speaking as a show host right now, right? It's got to be uncomfortable in a sense, because you can be comfortable in your skin. Like I'm all for that. Like if because of medical reasons or whatever, some people have thyroid issues. There's a whole bunch of different things, and we as a public, we don't know. Walking around, you just see somebody and they're like swollen big, like, dang, dog, stop eating tacos.
And that's where the judgment part comes in of, you don't know someone's underlying medical issues. They could have thyroid, they could have diabetes, they could have, just a bunch of things wrong with them.
Right. So I don't understand why people do that. Like I do, but I don't. I don't like to look at somebody and judge them, but I do. I'll be first to tell you, like, I see me like, yo, dog, where in your life did something happen that you decided to just say, hey, excuse my language, fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. And I see those people walking around the city. Like, I see people sitting at a park bench, older gentleman, heavy set, and I think to myself, like, I wonder if he ever had a wife. I wonder if he has kids. I wonder, if he's just this lonely person. And I want to raise my hand. I want to walk up to him and say, "Hey, man, like, what? How did you get here?"
Yeah.
Same thing I do with a homeless. Like, I want to go up to a homeless person and it's like, dude, what? How did you end up right here in this corner asking me for $1? So I'll turn that around and say, how did you end up at the weight that you're at right now?
Oh, the weight that I am right now. So right now is not the biggest that I've ever been. The biggest that I ever was 2 years ago. Before I found CrossFit, I went into a major depression. I hid it from all my friends. My mom knew. She's the only one that really knew, probably besides my husband, Chris. But I was experiencing some pain just randomly one day. I was working, experienced some pain, and it made me nauseous, and just for 3 days, just the worst pain I've ever felt. Wrapped around my side. I couldn't eat anything for 3 days. I was throwing up for 3 days. And I went to the emergency room, and I was told that I had a cyst on my ovary. And they were like, okay, we'll go home, call your OB/GYN in the morning. And I said, okay. Well, I called the OB/GYN. They made an appointment, and they had to do a sonogram, and came to find out that the cyst was a softball-sized cyst that had wrapped around my fallopian tube, cutting off the blood supply, which was causing the nausea and the pain. So I had to go into emergency surgery. They removed half my reproductive organs, one fallopian tube, one ovary, and I was so depressed after that. Part of removing those organs can cause hormone issues. It's like kind of going into a medical menopause. So just everything about me just kind of felt lost. I didn't know if we'd ever be able to have another child. I didn't know, if I would ever be able to get pregnant. I didn't know, if this was just going to be my life. I felt like empty. I felt sad, but I didn't know why. So I got to my heaviest weight, which I will disclose because it's not, I used to be really embarrassed about how big I let myself get. And then I'm like, you know what, the number doesn't matter because that's not who I am. The number shouldn't define me. But the biggest I got was 420 pounds. And I've always been told that I carry my weight very well, that, oh, you don't look that big. But I was majorly depressed, and I spoke to my doctor, who at the time was also my pastor. And he really listened to everything I had to say.
Thanks. So he's a healer, like
A healer
mentally and for real. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
it was
cool.
spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and just physically healing. And I went on antidepressants, and that really helped me. And I started exercising. I found CrossFit, and I got down to about 365 pounds. And
So
for
you were
me, that
losing
was
it.
good. I was losing it. I was eating healthy. I was happy. And that's kind of what got me to my biggest weight. Right now, I'm heavier than my CrossFit weight, but, working on that.
No, yeah. I mean,
So-
everybody has to start somewhere, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I see those videos all the time, and it really warms my heart when I see the videos of like the people like on TikTok or whatever. They just do a snapshot
Yes.
of when they got
The
started.
weight loss
Yeah, the weight
transformations.
loss transformations. There you go.
Yes.
That's why you're here. That's why you're the co-host tonight. So with that being said, I'm just like, man, it warms my heart to see, like, because I know, I mean, just because I'm this size, I know how hard
Yeah.
it takes a lot. And
It
then
was
you hear the old
dedication.
Well, this is the one all the time. Big people lose it quicker.
No. And
know-
it's people like to say too that because they lose it quicker, it's not as hard. At my best at CrossFit, I was going Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Thursday was my rest day. I was going Friday, and Saturday was our hero WOD, which we would do for a fallen soldier, firefighter, any hero.
Mm-hmm.
So at my busiest time, I was going that many days a week and lifting weights. And I don't know if anybody's ever done CrossFit, but it's not easy.
No, it's not. I just had a conversation with a buddy today about CrossFit. A lot of people have backed away from the word CrossFit. Do you know why?
Why?
Because this is Wacky Wednesday, and we don't just always stay on the subject, right? But apparently, the guy who made CrossFit,
yeah.
he said some insensitive comments
He did.
To Black Lives Matter or something like that,
Yeah.
and people were like, "Whoa!" So a lot of people who own boxes were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
and you got to pay fees." Like a lot of people
You
don't
do.
understand. Like the word CrossFit is owned.
Yeah.
If you're gonna put that in your gym, you got to pay CrossFit fees,
Yes.
which go into the thousands to use the word. So think about that. So with that being said, he said, that a lot of people were backing away. They're just calling it, hey, fitness gyms or
Oh yeah,
whatever, high intensity
my home
gyms or something
gym
like
was
that.
considering dropping their CrossFit affiliate because of what was said, and then the new owner came forward and of course apologized for his insensitive
Mm-hmm.
post, and I guess is a really good person to take CrossFit forward. But
Did you have you ever been like tell the if you want share with the viewers like probably let's say one of the most awkward or where you felt the most uncomfortable in either a conversation or a situation, like going to the store or just something where you felt stared at, just something like that. I mean, that you can think of up the top of your head, because again, it's not scripted. I didn't give you anything to study.
there's
that
been
we're gonna talk
so
about.
many though. There's
But
been so many
I want
times.
one that like you went home and you were just like,
Damn, that happened.
damn, that shit just happened. Like that really just happened.
Okay, so my best one that I have, which I wanted to share this anyway, so I'm glad that this got brought up, was I was 8 weeks pregnant with my son, and I had started spotting, and I got really scared because I definitely wanted my baby, even though I was 20 years old, and I had to go to the emergency room here in Texas by myself. My mom wasn't here. I had no family. Chris, my husband, was at work, and so I went to the emergency room. And the nurse practitioner looked at me and she goes, "Why are you so big?" And I said, "What?" And she goes, "Well, I'm just saying you're very big for only being 8 weeks pregnant." And I said, "Well, I'm Hispanic Samoan, and I'm a bigger person when I got pregnant. And she goes, well, there's hope for you because I lost 40 pounds with each of my pregnancies. And I said, well, okay. And
this is the lady that's going to treat you.
That's the lady that's going to treat me who told me, well, you're probably just having a miscarriage. Yeah.
Like with no
sensitive,
emotion,
not
sensitive to anything.
No bedside manner. It was horrible experience.
If somebody, where was this at?
Right over there.
Oh, right down the street. Hey, Google where I live. No, I'm not saying where I live.
It's a notoriously bad hospital.
It's literally right down the like. I could throw a baseball probably and hit the space that we're talking about. But that's, man, I don't know. Like if that was my wife and she came home and told me that, I would be freaking pissed.
Chris was mad. He was very upset that I was talked to like that during a scary time. Mm-hmm. I was upset because I'm like, you're like a doctor. You should be caring about what's going on, not about my weight, not about what I look like. She's lucky that my mom was not there with me.
That's freaking crazy, man. Like
that was a big one.
Viewers, if again, nobody wants to ask questions. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Go ahead. Is your mic on?
Yes. Jasmine, to your comment about, bigger people, Jasmine says they're just normal people, Dad.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm asking a question. Like,
She says
I'm not being an asshole
I mean,
about
someone who's like, even severely morbidly obese, who, you ever watch that show, My 600-Pound Life?
Yeah.
It's so sad. And there's sometimes when I watch it and I think like you did, what caused them to get that big? What caused them to live their life to where they are only on the couch or they're only on the bed? They need help washing themselves. At least I'm not there. At least I'm not. And then I correct my way of thinking in that, they're all perfect in God's image. Right. In God's eyes, they're perfect. And, they do everything that we do. I mean, I do everything that you do. Mm-hmm. I go to the grocery store. Even with my size, I lead a very active lifestyle.
That's
another
that's what you gotta do. Go ahead, babe. You're back
compliment. She says, Lupita says, that you're pretty. You're very pretty, and sometimes it's how a person carries themselves, which I firmly believe in that. Yes. And she goes, and it's just hard for some people. Mm-hmm. She goes, you got to give you a lot of credit for coming on the show, and then she says, more power to you.
Thank you.
And then she says, there you go. Numbers don't matter. The number doesn't matter. That's it. And then. Jay Elliott, he just, to your comment about coming off topic and on topic, he says it's Wacky Wednesday. That's Wacky Wednesday for me. So it's funny.
That's awesome. Hey, so
but Jasmine is right. Jasmine, she's faced a lot of that, and then when women are hormonally, anything could offset a woman's weight, a chemical imbalance.
Yes.
Hormonal, you went through that experience with, the surgery that you had. That, like you said, automatically puts you in a, premenopausal state. And just like people who have the operation tying their tubes, mm-hmm. you don't realize how much weight people gain after that surgery. But it's because you're tampering with your hormones that, mm-hmm. And some people who, if you already have a chemical imbalance, that's going to affect you a little more than a normal person,
Absolutely.
Who doesn't already have those issues. So it's women take those kind of things harder because our body does.
Yeah.
Granted, we already carry like 20 more pounds automatically because of our reproductive organs.
So I want to take me to how you felt, being as it's the only way I can say it, being as big as you were. Mm-hmm. How did you feel when you walked into a gym? I mean, I know you said CrossFit gym, but this is something that people don't see, people don't talk about.
Yeah.
You got to start somewhere, and if you're already like big, I could see that. I could see like, man, I'm not gonna go put on some spandex if I'm really big some tennis shoes, and I'm gonna walk into this gym where these dudes are. And then the CrossFit gym is different than Gold's gym. And I mean, these dudes, most people that go in there on a regular basis, they're ripped, and they're, you know what I mean. They're serious about what they do. You know, they always know a CrossFitter because that's all they talk about.
Yeah, they do.
So their whole life revolves around CrossFit. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, with that being said, you went walking to this gym. I mean, that takes a lot of guts. That takes a whole bunch of guts for you to be big and walk into this place. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And how did you feel? How did you feel the first time you walked in? And don't give me the they were so welcoming.
No.
I want to know how you felt. What was going through your mind as you were about to walk to the threshold of people that are CrossFitters?
So it made it a little bit easier that the person who introduced me to CrossFit, her name is Allie. She owned the gym. And at the time, it's called The Shop. And it's because she lives in rural Cibolo. And we worked out in her metal shop on her land before she got her mortar and brick.
Is that the one that's off the 10? It says CrossFit? I see one. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
But anyways, she was a friend from church. And so it started out as not very intimidating because it was going to be only her and I at first. But I was scared because, of course, I'm at the biggest I've ever been. I doubted if I was going to be able to do any of the movements. And I puked my first 3 workouts. I gave it 110%. I had to throw up. I came back and finished the workout. I had to throw up again. Came back, finished the workout. My first, I think, 3 or 4 workouts, I threw up. And it was hard. It was
how many of y'all know that? Like,
it was so hard.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this: the throwing up part. I've been there. Like literally, when I started the working out with all my brothers and sisters with the Herbalife stuff, they had a huge gym, and my wife said, "Just come with me, man. I'm not going to that old lady stuff, dude. I'm not doing it." She drugged me, and I went there, and here I am, Billy Bad Marine, right? And I show up. And I start working out, and there's people of all weights there. Like they're you know what I mean. There's all kinds of different people there, and so when I started working out, same thing. Dude, I had to walk out, and I didn't like run out. I kind of like just like real got out.
You knew it was gonna happen.
I went by the mailboxes. I threw up, and I came in. I stood behind the wall. I'm like, where have I let myself go? Like. I could kill this workout 2 years ago, and here I am throwing up. So I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no.
It's that was.
It was hard. It was the hardest workout I've ever done in my life. And what you did at the Herbalife, I know it was a lot of CrossFit-like movements.
Yeah, high intensity stuff.
Yes, anything high intensity, it just kills you, and that's what it was designed for, is to burn the maximum amount in a short amount of time. And you know, like I said, I was nervous. I wore leggings, which I had specifically bought leggings for this journey. I still have my first picture of my first workout, and I look back at it now, and I'm like, ooh, like, you were large, girl, but you did it, you did it. And then the third workout where we actually had other people come in, I was very nervous. I thought that people were
So the first 2 was private
It was
workout?
like private, yeah. It was just as she wanted to coach me on movements.
Yeah.
And then like the third workout, I had a partner, and I'll be honest, she was a 60-something-year-old woman. Best person to partner with.
She kicked your ass.
She is my favorite workout partner. She can do. I want to be her when I'm 63.
No
She's
excuses,
so
right?
active. There's
no excuses.
That lady runs like 2 miles a day on top of her CrossFit workout, and she was so encouraging. Like, everybody at our gym is really encouraging. There are some people, of course, that will look, or they'll be like, but overall, I love my gym because of how encouraging people are.
I don't. So in my journey, when I got there and then I started losing the weight and I lost, almost 50 pounds, and dude, I was in the best shape I tell people this all the time. It's hard to believe. I was in better shape at the age of 42 than I ever was as a Marine. And those that grew up with me knew, like, where I'm from, like, I used to run. I was a running son of a gun. I could run anywhere. But I lost that, you know what I mean, and got out, and I started working out every single day, twice a day, and I got to this point, and I started coaching. And with my wife as a witness, you can, I V-lined people in the gym. Like you imagine just an open, big, huge open gym, and we'd had anywhere from 120 people, you know, like 80 to 120, 130 people lined up military style. Everybody got their little area.
Yep.
You know, they're following the workouts, and I would run around, not like a drill instructor, but being a Marine, I'm already loud.
Yeah.
Right. But my wife had to tell me, like, hey, yo, this is not Marine PT. Like, these people are normal people. They don't
I can just see you now.
Right.
No, but
So,
some of them didn't appreciate
yeah, some people, and I would get comments like, other coaches were like, hey, dude, some girl came and told the person that invited him that guy's too crazy.
Too
Like,
crazy.
he's too wild.
Yeah.
But then I'd also get the other ones who'd be like,
You were motivated.
Right. But
Yeah.
I would V-line for bigger people because I could see them struggling, you know? And I'd just be like, come on, man, one more. Just do one more. One more. The toughest part about starting your fitness journey or starting your weight loss journey is just to do something. That's the hardest part. The hardest part for you was walking into that CrossFit gym because the workout's hard.
Yeah.
But mentally, for you to get up,
Yeah.
leave your house and get in your car and drive, knowing what was in front of you, takes guts.
It was hard. I started out at the 10 a.m. class, and again in Texas, outdoors in the summer. You know, it's starting to get hot, and then I switched to the night time, the 6 p.m. class, because my husband's shift changed. And 6 o'clock in Central Texas, you know, 100 degrees outside in a metal shop. And then I switched to the 5 a.m. and 5 a.m. classes while working and, you know, being a mom. And it's the hardest part is the you against you. It's the
Say it one more time.
You against you.
So any of y'all that are watching that ever were in one of those gyms where I was yelling at, that was my number one saying.
Yep.
You versus you, right? There's you versus you. There's nobody here that's going to make you push yourself except yourself. You know, so I would beeline and I could see it in their face. Like they were just like, man, I'm trying my hardest. And you'd be surprised on just a little, or we would run. And, you know, I would run ahead and I would catch up to them. And I would run next to them and be like, hey, it's okay. If you want to stop, stop. You know, I wouldn't say that.
Take a break.
I would say, keep going. Keep going. But I can't. I said, keep going. If you want to run, at least show me that you're moving like you're running.
Yeah.
So they would break into a fast walk, and I would talk to them the whole way.
Yeah.
And we would get to the end. I'd be like, all right, we got 50 yards left. Let's go. And they would give me this look like, you for real? I said, we are the last two people, and you're going to give me everything you got. And it was cool because the people they would know that the people lagging behind, they're hurting, they're struggling. So the people around would start clapping, and it would motivate them to finish.
Yes.
And the greatest thing that I ever got out of any of these workouts, the greatest thing that I got was somebody like yourself coming to me and being like, hey, I don't know you, but thank you so much for giving me the little bit of attention that I needed and just giving me that little push.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what people need.
I personally like that because I, again, find it motivating. I don't find it too hard. I like that. And, again, like my gym has a lot of people that are like that. They are very, you know, come on, you can do it, keep going. And one of the toughest workouts that I ever did, my partner, he just retired from the Navy. He's like at the most fit he's ever been in his life, and we partner won. And it was one of the hardest workouts I ever did. And he was like, good job during box climbs. He was like, you got this. He was so encouraging for someone that was so fit. And then there was me, you know, but he appreciated the heart that I put into the workout.
Hell yeah.
And that is what made it like wanting me to keep going, you know? So
that's you know, and I was talking to my wife driving back from Dallas this weekend, and I told her, I was like, man, you know, it's got to be. It's like I said earlier. It's got to be rough. Like, going to a restaurant, and I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, I've done it. And if you say that you haven't done that, you a damn lie, right? But you see, say a big couple comes in where they're both big, right? They're both.
My husband and I are bigger.
They're both obese, and they sit down, and this is Wacky Wednesday, right? I'm truthful. Like I'd be like, yo, let these son of a guns sit down and order some crazy ass shit. Like let me see them order. I'm just gonna be like, for real? You know what I mean?
And they
like,
probably ordered a burger like you did.
Oh no, you know the best is they'll come in, they'll order a salad, or they'll order. I used to work at a Subway when I was in Tampa. I was stationed in Tampa, and I used to work part time at a Subway. And I had this guy. He would come in every single day. It's Wacky Wednesday. I jump all over the place.
I got you.
So I worked at the Subway, and this guy would come in right he came in every day, and he would walk right up, and he would be like, Bumper. He knew my name. He'd like, I know, a veggie sub, right? So he would get a foot long veggie sub on wheat bread.
Okay.
Right. All the vegetables that we have, like every single vegetable that Subway has, it was on there. Okay, foot long. He'd get the vinegar and oil, some salt and pepper, light mayo, the light mayonnaise, right? Not light on the mayonnaise, just the light mayonnaise. Light on the light mayonnaise. So he would get there, and then we get to the end, and I always love working with new people because people would just I'd be like, I'm ready to watch their facial expressions, because he's like, and I'll take a large Diet Coke and 3 chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, no.
I'm like, yo. Oh. So one day I was like, yo, you get a veggie sandwich. He goes, well, I substitute the cookies for the meat. I figured that if I'm not eating the meat, I can have the cookies.
Yeah.
So, but back to what I was saying. I sit at a restaurant, and I'm sure some of the viewers have been in this situation where, you sit down and you kind of like, you're with your spouse, whatever, you're looking across like, I want to know what they want to order. Like, I want to hear what is going to fill up somebody this big. What are they going to order? Do you ever feel that somebody looks at you like that?
I definitely feel like people look at me. I mean, I've seen people look at me. I've never looked at someone bigger than me and thought that, because I already live in a big body.
Right.
So to me, it's like they're going to order the same thing that I'm ordering, which is funny because I don't think we ever order anything crazy when we go out. I will be the first person to admit that our favorite place to go as a family, which is just ridiculous because my son's very picky, he loves Red Robin. He calls it Red Robinson's. It is his favorite place in the whole wide world, and I've
never eaten there. I've passed it a million times.
He likes the mac and cheese. That's like all he eats.
Red Robin? No, I don't think Red Robin.
Is it like a burger place?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You make your own burger, build your own burger?
You can.
So you've never had nobody look at?
No, I've had people look. I mean, because I'm bigger, my husband's bigger, and so I'm sure they think, oh, this is a big family.
They're getting the chicken fried steak with extra gravy.
That's your plate.
That's not my plate, dude. Chill out. I'm not putting my business out like that.
I'm sure that people think, oh, look at this, a big family coming out, they're coming to eat, but I get a burger or I get a salad. That's what I like to eat. I don't drink soda. I stopped drinking soda years ago. It's been like 5 years since I've had soda.
I can go like 2 years without. It's Doggy Wednesday there. Everybody's tripping out on the dogs in the back because they're jumping. I can give up soda for like a year or 2 years, but I promise you, and you can agree with me or disagree with me, but I think that there is a drug besides caffeine that's in soda, because the minute I crack open an ice cold Big Red and I take a sip after 1 year,
you're like,
it's like, no, I'm just gonna have one. You know what I mean? It's been a year, I haven't had one, and I crack it open and take my first drink or ice cold Dr. Pepper in a can. It's over. Like it is over. Bae, you want to go to some of the comments?
Yes. It's kind of hard because I have to look up and read.
Because you're looking at it sideways.
Yeah. Well, no, the camera's
Oh,
on
got
top
you.
of me.
Got you. Got you.
So it's getting my forehead. There was a good comment up here where. Okay, Lisa said you should not be defined by the number on the scale or your clothes, or the number on the scale and your clothes.
You don't got to read them all. Just
Jay
get like
Elliott said, "Bumper, running from trouble when you were young, it does not count." Good one.
Oh, that's freaking hilarious. That's freaking hilarious.
And then
Oh, it knocked you off. Oh, no, you're on. You're
okay.
on.
And then Jay said, my cousin's late husband was a football coach. And this is going back to your comment when you were saying that you would motivate the people. There was probably less than a handful of people that would complain about him yelling and stuff, particularly most of them were women. But they didn't appreciate that. And we don't know what
They probably just weren't used to the military style.
well, and it's going with with his comment earlier, with your comment earlier. You don't know what they've experienced in life,
Yeah.
so you don't know how they're taking that kind of yelling. So that
Yeah.
could be defensive to them as
Definitely
well.
true.
So to that, he said that his late cousin's husband was a football player, who used mantra. He said, "Keep moving your feet." He would say, "Keep moving your feet." He was a man who inspired thousands of young kids. And then they're talking about your dogs, or my dogs, in the background.
They're trying to steal the show.
They're telling you that sugar, what's addicting about sodas is the sugar, and I totally agree. This week we started our, clean eating thing again, and this morning I'm like, "Would you like me to make you a tea? Herbalife tea?" Nope, he had his Pepsi propped up right there, and I'm
And
like,
here we are drinking pickle beer.
and here we are, three are drinking pickle
Pickle
beer.
beer.
And then Casey, she says, talk about the bigger people having to pay more for clothes because it's more fabric. That right there is totally, that's a fact.
It's definitely
and
true.
It's true, and it's unfair. Robin, my tia, she says, I've been overweight all my life, just like my mom and my grandma. Some of it's in your genes. And she says she's a stress eater. I've gone on diets, but I've always fallen off the wagon. That's the hardest thing that I've ever tried to do. The main thing I have always failed in was falling off the wagon.
The diet part is very hard.
The diet part is very hard, and I agree with that. It is very hard. If you can't stay, you have to stay consistent and
Yeah.
stay focused. Because
They say it's 80% of the weight loss.
yeah,
Only 20 is the workout.
The best comment was from
I did.
Regina. She said Bumper was a great coach. He made me throw up a few times.
I didn't
Hard,
see her
but still felt
comment.
the positivity and the love. You know it.
I didn't see that one. But yeah, and I agree. He was very motivating for people who didn't mind the yelling, of course. But when you have a large group setting like that, that's what people do. They yell. In this particular gym that we went to, I remember the first time that we went in there, it was their energy, the loud, the motivation that they brought. You could feel the energy walking in that place. And so that's why people started going there. And then, of course, adding to it, this guy right here. But, and then to the guys, they were like, man, you motivate me to want to do more.
Yeah.
And they would stay consistent with him. So it just depends on the person and what they're going through in life, again, with anything else.
Oh, so you want me to switch cameras? I saw you turn the mic on. Like, you want me to switch cameras? I know we're kind of going into fitness and stuff, but I want to stay on the topic as far as weight. Do you feel unhealthy?
At times, I think that, I have my own health issues. Some of it has obviously contributed to weight. Some of it is because of, like Wicha had said about, like thyroid problems. Sometimes that can contribute to weight. Well, I have PCOS, which it can affect thin people, big people, anybody. It just takes who it wants. And some of that is insulin resistance, which can cause weight gain. And in my depression, I developed type 2 diabetes, which of course is not healthy, but I'm thankful that it is
That's the
only
one you can
form
control?
of diabetes that can be reversed. So my goal is to, reverse that so I don't have to take medication. I personally do not take insulin. My type 2 diabetes is under control. I take metformin, and part of that also is for my PCOS, not just the diabetes. But that is the only medication that I'm on for it. So I could, eat whatever I wanted and drink whatever I wanted, and then it would get out of control, But I tried to keep it, just a little bit well managed while I can. So, I mean, sometimes I feel I have good days and bad days. I have days where my eating is just under control and I am active and I feel really good. And then I have bad days where I just
order a pizza and say fuck it.
I just share pizza.
Well.
But I have days where I'm just like I don't feel motivated. I don't feel like I need to do anything. This is just who I am, and who cares. And
my husband loves me. It is what it is.
My husband loves me, and this is just the hand that I got dealt.
Danica, and I'll tell you. Wait, well, hold up.
Camera over here because I don't want to look up. Okay, so Robin brought up a good point that she's been big all her life, but so was her mother and so was her grandmother, and a lot of it sometimes a lot of it is genetics. You have Samoan, and that automatically people know they're genetically bigger people.
It's true. My mom likes to say I was born prematurely. So my mom loves to tell the joke that she's happy that I was born at 4 pounds 10 ounces because them Samoans come out walking. So, yeah, I was. I'm sure you do. So I was born early, and.
So I'm not insensitive. That was from her mom. That wasn't for me.
That's what Samoan babies they can sometimes be big. So I do agree with genetics completely. I come from a large family on both sides. My biological father, sperm donor, whatever you would like to call him, he was a very large, he was very tall, I think like 6'2" or something like that, a heftier guy. His side of the family had some bigger people. And on my mom's side, I have larger family members. I definitely think that genetics plays a role, but also, of course, age. I think I always tried to tell my sisters growing up, be active when you're in high school, because once you stop high school, everybody gains weight. Everybody kind of you become lazier with yourself, or you become a mom and you really truly do forget about yourself sometimes. You're on the back burner.
You're so focused on
you're so focused on the kid, where you're making dinner and you're taking bites of your kid's macaroni that they didn't finish because you're like, well, shoot, I didn't eat today, and I think that a lot of that happens, but I do believe that a lot of it has in play with genetics, because like I said, I come from a larger family, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about, which I know, Jasmine, I don't want to call you out, but Bumper, you were a Marine. My dad was a Marine, and it's hard being a bigger person when your whole family is thinner. It's hard, being me, my sister Casey and I, we were always a little bit chubbier. One
sister was dancing, or she was the younger one, the one of your sisters did gymnastics or something, no?
No, she was
the second to the youngest.
Haley, she did color guard like Casey and I did.
Yeah, color guard. That's
the
what
three
it was.
of us did color guard.
That's what it was.
But I have 4 sisters, and growing up, the youngest 2 were very thin, and Casey and I were a little bit bigger. And my dad is this fit, skinny, Marine, and it's hard when your dad's small and your dad's fit and you're just like his chubby kid.
Like that? Like that, Marine, like that?
Oh yeah.
Look at that guy.
I remember that guy.
You remember that guy?
I remember that guy.
Hey, do you remember when I used to run the kids in the street?
Yes.
I had like a whole group of kids that I think when I came back from Iraq the first or second time, I came back and Jesse was like, Dad, we gotta start getting ready for football. And I got in trouble. Like, people wrote the Pop Warner people. They saying, hey, I was starting to work out kids before.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were real strict on these rules. And I started a running club. I did. I probably had about 10 kids that would show up in my driveway Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and we would stretch out, and we would run anywhere from 3 miles to 6. One time I ran them from where we lived all the way down to San Onofre Beach, all the way down the beach, around the, they put the little trailers down there.
Yeah.
All the way back, and then all the way back up to Erskine, where we live.
I wouldn't have been part of your club.
Well, you guys, you weren't part of my clubs. Yeah, but some parents are like, yo, these guys ain't Marines. I said, I know they're not Marines, but they've been playing video games all day. They got to come out and do something. You know what I mean?
It's true. My dad used to take us on humps, on hikes.
On humps?
Back in the hills in Erskine. So he used to be like, get your gear on, and he had old uniforms for us to wear, and we'd paint our faces, and he'd be like, let's go for a hump, and
That's
Casey
crazy.
and I would be like, oh.
You brought up an interesting subject, and maybe I need to have a conversation with Jasmine because did you throw her under the bus? No, you didn't. She's watching. I love you, man.
I love you, Jasmine.
I never thought about that. Like, her siblings were athletes, and she played soccer too. Like, she played on base. She played soccer. She played soccer for like 3 years. She was crazy defensively. Like, don't come near her because she was gonna knock your ass out. But it's something to think about. I mean, those the viewers that are watching, if you have kids and maybe you have one kid who's not so in shape for whatever reason, maybe you have to take their feelings in consideration. Not that I never did, but I just never really thought about it like that.
It's like it's a weird feeling to kind of feel like you're like the oddball of the family, because your whole family, for whatever reason, you could be just as athletic, you can be just as, motivated, but still genetically or anything going on emotionally affects, like Whit just said, your weight. And, sometimes it's just, you kind of feel like you're the oddball out of the family. Just like, oh, why are my siblings all thin, but I'm not like that?
Did you, your dad being a Marine, do you remember him ever having a conversation with you? Like, hey, you need to watch your weight?
No. So my dad is the same that he's always been. So my dad does not eat past like 7:30 at night. My whole life he was like that. My dad loves candy. Like, has the biggest sweet tooth you've ever seen. Like a PMSing teenager. Loves candy. But he has stayed so fit even after retirement. He still PTs. He still works out. He always says he's not going to be one of those guys that lets himself go.
Your dad, he's a Purple Heart guy too, right? He's a Purple Heart Marine.
And he's like determined to do that. I think that growing up, my dad always, wanted to make sure that I wasn't being lazy. He would instill, like activity. Food, I feel like, wasn't so much of a concern, only because, my mom and dad had 4 kids to feed, so we kind of had small portions anyways.
Shoot, not in my house. We had a lot of kids. I think that's the hardest part for my wife is when she cooks, she thinks everybody's still home, and it's not. Like, we go to the grocery store.
That's a hard thing to...
It's a hard thing to change. And like, everybody eats, and then I go and look in the stove. I'm like, hey, dude, did any of y'all eat? And I forget. She probably made for like 10 people. You know what I mean?
And they eat. It's just they and them too. They don't eat as much as they used to when they were kids because they're not moving around. They're not doing anything. They're just sitting here all day, and so they eat very little, and that's it. And then it's like in the beginning when the shutdown started, I was cooking every single day. 2 times a day, and I was like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. Like, and then I finally told him, I said, why don't you pick something up on the way home, because I'm cooking dinner and nobody's eating. And it's not that they weren't eating everything.
Yeah.
We had leftovers, and then you run into the problems of, not problem, you run into the fact that they don't want to eat leftovers. They want to eat, they all work. So,
Yeah.
at the time, one was at Taco Cabana, one was at Subway, and then one, she worked at a daycare. So on the way home, she'd pick up something to
They
eat.
grab their own stuff.
And they're eating, there. And sometimes it's not, if they don't call me or text me and say, hey, Mom, are you making dinner? I'm making dinner, and they're still picking something up. And they get home, and it's like, okay, well, are you going to eat or not? So after a while, it was like, okay, well, I'm not going to cook dinner unless someone asks me to cook dinner.
Yeah.
Jacob is the only one right now that I really worry about feeding, and of course him too. Or he'll tell me, hey, can you make me whip this up for me real quick? And that's what I would do. But
if you guys see me peeking around the corner, I'm this new program doesn't let me see the viewers, and it's not letting me load comments right now, so I can't even glance down. So I'm glad that I have a producer today that she can kind of go to the comments. We're gonna continue on with. You want me to go back to you?
Switch the camera.
No, the camera. Yeah, it's a little delayed. We're gonna keep talking, but as you know, Wacky Wednesday has gotten bigger.
Yes.
It's getting fancier. I told you, little bit by little bit, it's gonna get fancier. Pretty soon you're not gonna see this. It's not gonna be the background anymore. I'm gonna come up with somewhere where I can kind of just. It'll be me and my co-host, right? But I picked up a sponsor. I don't know if you watched the one a couple of weeks ago. I had him on. So if you guys are in the Houston area, and even if you're not, he'll still take your case. I've spoken to him. If you need looking for an attorney for what is it? He says, sorry, Mr. Reese. He is reliable. He's relentless, and he gets results. He's an personal injury attorney, and also an immigration attorney. So if you're in the Houston area, hit him up. There's his stuff right there. It's 832-744-8650. The Abogado Ruiz Law Firm. Hit him up, man. He also had a little message that I wanted to play for our viewers, and I'll put it on for you guys to listen.
Hello, everyone. This is Attorney Albert Reese, and I want to give a special shout out to my buddy Bumper out there, giving these amazing Wacky Wednesday videos. I'm one of the sponsors of Wacky Wednesday. It's been a great pleasure to be on the show, and also to be able to give back a little bit to help him continue doing the great work that he's doing, reaching out to the community and sharing these amazing guests that he has, and the stories of these wonderful people that he's bringing to our attention on social media. Hey, listen, Bump, I want to tell you, man, we're so proud of you, and to all the community out there, we're so interested in your stories. Continue to share and put the word out about the good things that we're doing in the community. Everything that you do in this life matters. And remember that they say that a good person never stops trying their best to be the best they can be and to help others. So in that spirit, I want to say again, thank you so much, and God bless you.
Yeah, so there he was. The little special message he wanted me to get out there. So I want to thank him. So again, El Abogado Ruiz Law Firm, they're in the Houston area, or if you're not, there's his phone number. It's going to be saved on here. Again, 832-744-8650. Dude, I'm doing plugs, bro. Crazy. But he is a sponsor of the show. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm just getting.
Peggy, she says he's awesome. I called him on an immigration issue, and in return I called him.
Oh, dang.
That's great.
From the show?
Danca Raunch.
Dang it. Nice. That's
awesome.
awesome. Well, see, it's working, right? We got one prayer, you got one phone call. It's good.
Your mom says, amen, sister. He really loves chocolate, don't he?
Oh, yes, he does.
Oh,
My dad.
Your dad loves. I love chocolate too.
He does.
I can't go to HEB, and they know it. They know Bumper comes to the line because they put the Hershey's chocolate with almonds.
Mm-hmm.
That's my go-to.
That's my favorite.
That and that is your favorite.
It's my favorite.
Which one?
Or
The almond.
almonds
Hershey's.
with Hershey chocolate with almonds, or if not places that have them, Mr. Good Bar. I love the Mr. Good Bar. Old school candy. What?
Hot tamales and.
You know, every now and then you gotta have some hot
That's
tamales.
my dad's
you know
favorite
what I mean?
too.
And they weren't like the good tamales. They were the,
Because they weren't
they were the candy tamales. So
Yeah.
so what are you know, don't think I'm being silly. I am. It's wacky.
Yeah.
What's some of your favorite foods?
Oh my gosh.
They can be bad. You don't have to sit here and try to be. You know, you can tell me
Favorite foods.
before you start.
What?
Since you moved to Texas, you're not a Texan.
Oh yeah.
I'm
a California born and raised.
Yeah, and then you moved to Texas, right? So since you moved to Texas, give me your top 3 favorite foods that you either learned about or grasped since you've been here in Texas.
Okay, I don't like Tex-Mex. I don't get it. California Mexican food was way better. I'm sorry. I miss Baja style Mexican food. Okay, you remember La Tiendita in San Clemente?
Yeah.
Best burritos in the whole world. Texas doesn't do burritos. Texas does tacos.
Well, we do, but you got to go about 80 miles west of San Antonio, and then they'll start calling what we call tacos. They'll start calling burritos, for the record.
Where?
You got to go West Texas. Like, you go up to, like, the Midland.
Like Eagle Pass?
No, that's south.
Oh.
You go west, you know, a lot of people don't know that. Like, here in Texas, we eat stuff in a flour tortilla, and we'll call it a taco, too.
It's a
but
taco, yeah.
Over there, it's a taco's only in a corn tortilla. That's it.
And I miss it.
Right?
Well,
So
there's a place
wait
here
a minute.
On Nacogdoches, they have California style burritos.
It's a taco shop.
I heard about
And,
that.
and I will vouch for them. There's some days.
Babe, she's trying to be good, and you're telling her to go. I still want to know your favorite foods.
Later, another
So
time.
give me your 3 top favorite foods
In
from
Texas,
Texas.
from Texas.
Because I know you
Can
love
Lone
HEB.
Star beer count as a top?
Yeah, that's one of them. That's
Oh,
one of them. Blue
Lone
or the
Star-
red?
The red.
Oh my God, you like my buddy.
It's
My
best
buddy Abel in Florida. We have to send him beer all the time. He loves.
My dad gets Lone Star beer, and I will sit with him and drink a couple beers. It is my favorite beer. If you haven't tried it, you're missing out. Lone Star beer, HEB tortillas.
The
They're
flour
fresh
tortilla?
tortillas. The fresh flour tortillas.
A lot of people don't know. You know you can get a free one as you're walking around.
You can. My son gets them often.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about in Beeville because all my Beeville viewers don't start tripping. Like, hey,
It's like
what
Albertsons back
percentage
home.
free tortillas?
Albertsons back home, your kid used to get a balloon for free, but here they charge for helium. So, yeah, but HEB gives you a tortilla.
Yeah.
But you know, HEB's on another level. Like we were talking about
It's
that
unlike.
before. It's like unlike no other. So here's the other question. Since
That
you
was
did
the comment
mention,
your mom made to me once when I ran into her at the commissary. I
Was-
go, how's she like in San Antonio? She's like, I don't know. She loves that grocery store I got down there, that HEB. And
Best
it
grocery
was-
store. Best grocery store. I only miss Stater Brothers from California. That's it.
Stater Brothers ain't got shit on it.
They don't.
So we were talking about California and Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get deeper in, because I want to get a little more deeper into
Okay.
the weight thing.
Donna said,
I want
life hack. I didn't know we could get it fresh.
I want you to I want you to pick. I want who keeps doing that?
Jacob Raul.
I want you to pick a winner here. You ready?
Okay.
A lot of people they drum roll because they already know what's coming. They already know what's coming.
Okay.
What's better? In and Out
Oh,
or
I'm gonna
Whataburger?
answer In and Out. In and Out. Whataburger is overpriced, greasy, nasty food. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Texas people.
Hey,
sorry.
To all my people watching, please
Don't hate me.
please stop. Like, don't stop watching the show. She's only on for one episode, I promise. I bought. Did you see my post? I bought me some cool Whataburger hats.
I
and
did
some
see it.
socks.
I like it.
That's so much I dig it.
I know that you love it, and you know I heard that their breakfast is good. Maybe one time I'll try their breakfast, but I got their burger
Honey
once.
butter chicken biscuit.
Okay,
Or
well,
jalapeno cheddar. The jalapeno
look
cheddar
at you know
biscuit.
their stuff.
Yeah.
That's how.
Have you ever had the patty melt?
No,
See, that's why you don't.
maybe
know.
that's why.
Dude, you need to have it, but have a bed ready because.
So do you not like In-N-Out? Are you an In-N-Out hater? You think their fries are plain, don't you?
Their fries suck.
See?
So
He's a hater.
I'll eat an In-N-Out burger. Like I'll go to In-N-Out Burger and I'll eat the burger. But it is totally for you to try to compare them as burgers, they're different. Like an In-N-Out burger compares to a Big Mac. It doesn't compare to a hamburger.
No, not even close. Thank you.
They have sauce.
No.
The Whataburger is an original hamburger. It's not Thousand Island dressing
The
with.
Whataburger is a dry ass burger.
Come on,
Thank
viewers. Y'all help me out here. If anybody.
So In-N-Out is fresh.
Yes.
They make everything there. Their patties aren't frozen. Their fries aren't frozen. You can actually go by the window and you can see them cutting everything. They are delicious. And on my CrossFit journey, heads up In-N-Out, you can get a protein style, which is a burger wrapped in lettuce.
I lost your camera.
And it's delicious.
That's crazy.
It's good.
I don't.
That's the burger that I get when we go.
I like it wrapped in lettuce. It's better than the bun.
It's I don't know.
Whataburger has watery mayo. Bumpers on crack.
Who said that?
Matt Howard.
Oh my God, we're talking people who never have lived down here on a personal basis. You're good, baby. You can just
I'm just gonna do this.
you gonna do it like that. Well,
I mean,
can't see. I see your beer. Let's see. Yeah, but you're not. You got to turn it sideways.
Oh, I do?
Yes. There you go. Now you got to angle it up. Hey, sorry guys, this is new to us, and we're just trying it out. We're trying to get my wife. There you go.
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, there you go. You're good right there. So enough about In-N-Out and Whataburger.
The rival continues.
Whataburger for life, homie. The Flying W.
Texas can have its steak. You're exactly right, Elliot. They can have their steak.
We're the only state where, man, I don't. That's a whole nother show about how much we love Texas.
It is true. Texas does love Texas.
You know,
Yeah.
I've seen like the shows, and I'm sure other people have seen the shows where people, the day in the life of somebody fat. You ever seen one of those, like where they put on a fat suit?
Oh, yeah.
And they go around and they want to see the reactions they
Yeah,
get.
the
and
looks.
the looks.
Yeah.
That's for a day. You have to live that every day, you know, and you know, like you said, you're working on it. And I say more to toward you as like you have to do it for your son. You know, losing weight, you have to do it for your son because, you know, you want to see him get married. You want to see you want, you know what I mean, and that's kind of where I talk to people and tell them like it's not because being fat is not good for you. It's not healthy, but long term, if you have family, or you said it earlier, and I wanted to stop you, but I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying because you were deep in your thought. A lot of people, you have to lose weight to get pregnant. Some people can't get pregnant without losing some weight. Some people, not everybody.
Yeah, not everybody.
But I see a lot of people, you know, and we still do sell Herbalife, but a lot of people that would come to us out of nowhere, be like, hey, I want to have a kid. I need something. I need to drop some pounds because I want to have a family. And the doctor says, hey, the only way you're going to get pregnant is if you lose some weight. So, you know, with that being said, I mean, did you have that issue before you had your son? Is that something that you had to do?
No. With Griffin, we got pregnant, I would say, in a decent amount of time. We weren't not trying, but we weren't like trying as far as ovulation tests and stuff.
Put your earmuffs on, Miss Cindy.
Oh no, she knows everything.
Oh, okay.
My mom's my best friend. She
Okay.
knows everything. You know, but with Griffin, it wasn't hard at all. I had a very I would say healthy pregnancy. I gained 30 pounds with Griffin. I did develop gestational diabetes, which I felt so guilty about.
What?
Gestational diabetes, it is when your body with the pregnancy just like doesn't tolerate well together. And so you have to take it 20 weeks pregnant, you have to drink this gross sugary drink, and then they test your blood sugar, and if it's high, then you have gestational diabetes. So I was told I had gestational diabetes at 34 weeks pregnant. So again, almost the end of my pregnancy. I, again, did not have to take any medication while pregnant with him. No insulin, no pills, nothing. Just had to keep a diary of my food and my sugars. And then it basically can disappear after you have the baby, which is in my case what it did. It disappeared for a very, very long time.
So right now, do you have to take insulin?
No.
Right now?
No.
You're just trying to control it?
I've never had to take insulin just because my sugars are under control. And of course, I don't want to take insulin, which is why, the goal is to get back into CrossFit, because I don't want to go that route. I don't want to, insulin is kind of, it sounds so kind of silly, but it's like a Band-Aid fix.
What would be, so you throw out numbers.
Oh no, I'm good. Thank you.
You threw out numbers earlier. What to you? What would be like a reasonable? What would be a reasonable weight, or you would be
Happy?
comfortable? Yeah, happy. There you go.
I always do small goals when losing weight. That way, it seems achievable. I know a lot of people throw out their big goal number and then they get disappointed when they're at plateaus. So I always do like 25 to 30 pound increments and go down. That way when I reach my first goal, it's a yay, I did it, and then I'm that much closer to my second goal. But for me, I think the time that I felt most comfortable in my skin, which is funny because it was bigger than when I graduated high school. I was 19 years old, and I weighed about like 260, 250. And it sounds like a big number, but on me and my body with my height, it was the best I felt and the best that I looked. And I was very comfortable in my skin. And so I would like to get back down to that size.
But talking to you now, I mean, you seem comfortable. I mean, I've met people who are battling weight issues, and they're not comfortable from the time they wake up till they go to bed. Like, everything's a struggle. And you said it earlier, you fell into some depression. You know what I mean? And I feel them. Like, I see them, and I feel that after a while it's got to get tiring. It's got to get like to a point to where like I have to do something because I have to. You've reached that point already. I mean, if you walked into a CrossFit gym, I'm sure.
Yeah, with the depression struggle that I had, I cried to my mom. I called my mom and I just told her that I was never suicidal, but I had the feelings of, would everybody be better off? Because I feel like a burden to everybody. I feel just like unmotivated. I feel lazy. I feel tired. I don't have any drive to do anything. And, I was getting short-tempered with my son. And, those who know me know that I am a very patient, very loving parent. I am not short to anger or temper. And I just felt like that was where I needed to.
Are you sure you're Miss Cindy's daughter?
She's so patient. You're so mean.
Man.
I get it from my mom, honestly. My mom is the most patient, She had her rules, and you knew when not to cross them. But my mom is the most patient, kind-hearted parent, and I definitely get it from her because I'm not, I let things go. I get down on Griffin's level and explain things to him. I think a lot of people have this idea that children don't need to be, talked to, that you're the parent. That's why you say what goes, and I'm not that parent. I explain myself to Griffin.
Yeah.
You being a mother, has your son ever, like, how can I
made
put
comments
this?
about
Yeah,
my
made
weight?
comments about your weight, or
He asked me one time, like, why is my belly big? But he's never used the word fat. Up until recently, like me wanting to talk about fat bodies, I have always my whole life considered fat a bad word.
You are a Marine dad. I mean, a Marine daughter.
Fat body, yeah.
When you texted me that, I was like, yo, this is a Marine child. Because
She was raised by a Marine.
I mean, if you, I mean, for the viewers, if the fat body is something the Marine Corps uses like every day, if a Marine comes with a pound overweight, right? You know, you're a freaking fat body.
I'm sorry.
It's even in what's the movie? I'm having a brain
Major
fart.
Pain?
No,
it wasn't Major Pain though.
With the drill instructor with Arlie.
Full Metal Jacket.
You are a disgusting fat body.
Private Pile. This is my favorite movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my God! Is that a jelly donut? That's crazy.
Yes.
He used to get Jackie and take her home with her, and I'm like, take your girl, because right now she's on my last damn nerve. So she had patience of a god, like I swear, I don't know.
So
not just with Jackie, with all the kids in the street.
So you know, your son asking you that, did that trigger anything off?
It hurt my feelings, but I knew that it was coming from a place of innocence and a place of just purely questions. Like I said, I always kind of considered the word fat a bad word. Growing up, I was called it so much that I, just resonated it as something that was mean and cruel, and it had the power to hurt people.
So you were bullied in school with that word?
A lot. So I just, never said the word fat until recently. I read a book called, I believe it was called Fat and Pregnant, and it was about how you can get pregnant in a plus-size body. Mainly body positivity movement, talking about how doctors and healthcare professionals often treat obese people differently than healthy people, and their first go-to remark will always be to lose weight first, which unfortunately for some people, like we had discussed, isn't always the case. Sometimes the weight doesn't have anything to do with it. Sometimes you have underlying health issues.
I'm trying to find a way to put this to you. Your husband, like, whenever you guys are having a conversation, you say he's a very a big guy himself. Like, do y'all ever have that conversation like, hey, we got to get healthy for each other? Or like when you started the journey, like my wife started the journey way before me.
He did not start the journey with me.
Has he ever started the journey? He's just comfortable where he's at.
So he's comfortable where he's at. My husband grew up very fit his whole life. He played every sport imaginable his whole life from the time Pop Warner started until high school. He was always on the varsity football team.
Was he Triton?
Huh?
He was?
He was. Yep. He was on the JV team his sophomore year. And then he moved to Irvine and then played for varsity for the Vaqueros. And
the what? For the what? For the Vaqueros, for all my local San Antonio people watching.
Bumper will help me with that. He, soccer, track, football, baseball, his whole life. He was very fit. And so one of his family members always made comments about his size as he was older. And he's very kind of just happy with where he is. He feels like, this is who he is. He's lost, actually, probably, I would say, 25 to 30 pounds. He stopped drinking soda about 4 months ago.
What's his favorite soda? Dr.
Pepper. No, Mountain Dew.
Oh, no.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, Mountain Dew.
He's a tough tie between Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper.
Mountain Dew and Sunkist are like when I get them, she'll give me the look like, what in the hell? You don't drink. Those are two sodas that, like, every now and then I see one and I'm just like, dude, I feel like a Mountain Dew, right? Or
Sugar.
It's the sugar.
They have more sugar.
They do. And he would always complain about, like, his stomach hurting, and I'm like, it's because you drink soda. Stop drinking soda.
Heartburn. I get heartburn. I got to take medicine, and it's because...
it's because you got to stop drinking the soda.
I got to stop drinking the sodas. So, you said your husband's comfortable. Has he ever said, like, what I'm trying to get is, like, you ever had a conversation to where, like, hey, babe, you're going to have to lose some weight?
Mm-mm. No. He is very loving, and he always tells me that he loves me no matter what size I am. He loved me at my biggest. We've been together, by the way, background story. We've been together since I was 14 years old. I'm now 31. I married my high school sweetheart, and
It's because he looks like Clark Kent with those glasses.
Oof.
See, I got those guys.
He's so handsome. He's so handsome with his red beard. Ooh, he's gorgeous. You know, he's seen me at my smallest. He's seen me at my heaviest. He's seen me pregnant with his son. He's seen me every which way, and it's the same as him. We've gained weight together. We've lost weight together. We've gained weight together. I love him no matter what his size is. I find him very attractive. I think he's very handsome. He finds me attractive. He finds me gorgeous. He tells me every day how beautiful I am. And I tell him that I want to get healthier, and he supports me in that. So he's very supportive, but I would never ask him to lose weight, just like he would never ask me to lose weight. I think it's something to where we both, we can talk to each other about it, but it's never something that I would ask of him, because each person's going through their own thing,
And another one that I see, especially here in San Antonio.
I'm sorry, real quick. I gave it to you because you keep touching your face.
Man, this is okay. Look, look at my wife, dude. She came and brought me some freaking hand sanitizer.
COVID.
All right, for the viewers, it's going down. It's going down. Right.
On the tops.
Jesus,
Get in there.
Man.
Get in there. In the tops.
Made me lose my train of thought. Like, I don't even know where I was going.
You're talking about Chris.
Yeah. So your husband, where I was going to get at, this is where I was going at. Here in San Antonio, and watch the viewers. They got here comes the laughs, right? Here in San Antonio, when COVID wasn't going on, me and my wife would go to a dance, whether it's country, Tejano, whatever, or we go to a club or to a restaurant, have some drinks or whatever. You always see, right? And if you're that guy, hey, cool. They don't get offended, right? But you always see the guy that's huge. Like, the guy is huge, and he's dressed very nice. Smells good. I'm not, right? Good cologne. He got his hair cut, but he's just a big guy, right? Then he walks in with this girl, and you're like, hold up. How in the hell, what the hell is going on here, right? And I say to myself, like, oh, that dude's a dope dealer. That's the first thing that comes to my head. Like, oh, that guy sells drugs. The chick's with them for the money.
Believe it or not, some women are just attracted to heavier guys. I have been like that my whole life.
Are you?
Babe, no.
It's Wacky Wednesday. Come on, bro. Say yes.
The thing is like,
I've never been attracted to skinny guys.
but it's not about bigger guys. The thing is like, exactly what she just said earlier. He compliments her every day.
He does.
He lets her know that she's beautiful every day.
And he wasn't always big. I mean, when I met Chris, he was 16 playing football. He had a little belly, like a normal teenage boy does, but he was very fit.
Yeah, and see, that's what attracts women, to men, any kind of man. If that's the kind of treatment they're getting, that's what they're going to be attracted to. And they don't always have to be drug dealers, babe. You could work in the oil field, or
The oil feels like being a drug dealer.
It is. They make a lot of money.
It's the same thing. But no, man, like I'm being real. It's my show. It's wacky, I'm being real. That's what I think, dude. Look, first way, and then if they turn the wrong way, and then if they got like a big gold chain, oh, it's a done deal. Like,
It's a drug dealer.
This guy has cocaine in his truck right now and in his pocket right now.
Oh,
right?
my goodness.
Because the girl comes in, her nails are done, her hair's done.
Oh.
She's walking in with the Louis Vuitton purse. That's what goes through my head. Like, oh, come on, big boy. Like, come on, dog. I know. This cannot be. I'm judging him, right? I should.
Maybe he can really put it down. You don't know.
Hey, this is a family-friendly show.
You don't know what he can't. I mean, I'm just saying. There's
Oh,
some
my
guys
goodness,
that
man.
love big women.
Oh, yeah.
There's some guys that just are very attracted to big women, and there's some girls that are attracted to bigger guys. I know even as like a kid in middle school, I liked a chubbier boy. I thought he was so cute. I never was attracted to skinny boys.
Jasmine said we like them hefty.
Oh, well, okay.
Like Moto.
So with that being said, like I've seen a lot lately, like in the last, right before COVID, it was, I saw it in the, as a matter of fact, I think I saw like on Good Morning America or something, where this, when I was unemployed, I watched a show where this lady was like, this lady, she was a big lady, right? No, she wasn't. Her friend was. And she invited her friend to the beach. And her friend said, I'm not going to the beach. Are you kidding me? You imagine somebody like me at the beach? And the lady's like, well, why not? She goes, well, one, I don't fit into a bathing suit. And she's like, well, you could wear a bikini. Like, just jokingly, right? And she's like, are you serious? Like, I just told you I can't even fit in a bathing suit, more or less a bikini. She says, well, I thought our conversation led to where you were happy in your body and whatever the case may be. So her friend took it upon herself to make a bikini for her friend.
That's nice.
So she got material. She made a bikini, and she got it right, and she loved it. The girl was like, she was like, I'm gonna wear this on the beach. You know, for some people they're gonna be like, yo, like, what is this woman thinking? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She doesn't weigh 105 pounds. She weighs 350 pounds. But she was comfortable in her body.
Yeah.
And who are we to judge to say you can't wear a bikini on the beach like somebody who weighs 105 pounds? Well, long story short, she wore it, she took pictures, and she posted it on social media. What do you think happened?
Oh, she blew up.
Freaking blew up. So next thing you know, this lady was getting hit all over social media for people to make bathing suits. So she was like, psh, left her job and solely went into making bathing suits, where she had to like stop making them, and she had to hire people and get materials, and I forgot the name of the company, but I thought it was really cool. That was one thing. And the other one that I saw was where like women were coming out on magazines now.
Oh,
you know, they were showing bigger size women.
Ashley
modeling.
Graham is like my body goals.
Who?
Ashley Graham. She's a plus size model, and she is gorgeous.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that girl, the rapper. What's her name?
Lizzo?
Liz.
Oh, she's got great body too. I wish I had her bottom. This is amazing. She's body goals too. And you know, that's also someone my sisters and I were talking about, is that she posts pictures on Instagram in like a thong, and people write such hateful comments to her about how gross she looks and how she should cover up. But yet a fit model can post a naked picture and people are like, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, her body's so attractive. When Lizzo posts workout videos, that she can move. I mean, and she performs a whole concert without getting winded. So, you know, she is amazing. And, you know, I think if someone feels comfortable in their own body to wear whatever they want, if you wear short shorts and your butt cheeks hang out and you're comfortable and you don't mind burning that booty on the leather seats of your car, more power to you. If you want to wear a bikini and you've got a little bit of chub that sticks out, I think that you should do whatever makes you comfortable and happy. I wear a swimsuit, and I am the mom that does not sit on the side. I get in the pool with my son, and I make memories.
That's cool. You know,
So-
you by you saying that, if I got any viewers out here that are going through what she's going through, don't be like that. Like,
No.
hey, dude, live your life, man. There's nothing holding you back.
No.
I mean, jump in the pool with your kid. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're showing your kid, like, no matter what, you're doing something about it. Whether you mean to go into like exercise wise, but just you know, I see that all the time. I really do. Like,
Yeah.
or they'll
I'm guilty of that sometimes. I let him get in.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's just a sort.
I mean, my mom would never get into the pool with us. Like, you know, there were some times, but my mom was one that didn't want pictures taken. My mom was, you know, and I want my son to look back and have lots of pictures of us together, and I want him to remember that mom always did the cannonballs. Mom always did the diving. Mom always played with me in the pool. No matter the size, I don't care if people look, because if they're gonna look, they're gonna look.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
And they're gonna look if you're small or big.
Yeah, it to me it doesn't matter, because I'm not there for them. I'm there for my family.
It sounds to me like you're very comfortable in who you are, and
She's
I,
confident with herself. Is what it is.
Comfortable sometimes. Confident, I think I've learned to be confident, because and more so in like you know, recent years. I haven't been this way my whole life. You know, I think that it took a lot of, talking with myself, praying, you know, and just growing as a person, and definitely becoming a mom that actually made my confidence soar. I think Griff gives me more confidence than anybody because he, is the reason that I do everything for. So.
Turn your camera. I want to go to some of the comments. I'm seeing there's been quite a bit of it is, but you're like, no, turn it sideways. You had it right. Yeah, I guess you can see yourself right there. You can go to some of the comments.
Okay, so let me. Where?
The producers behind the power curve.
Oh my
here.
gosh, no! I'm just laughing at Andy and
Going
Abe
back and forth or something.
going back and forth. But anyway, Brenda said, "Hey, my hubby is in the oil field." To your drug dealing comment. And then Jasmine, judging a book by its cover, Dad.
Oh man.
And then Cindy says, with bigger guys, you as women feel protected.
That's
and it's true. It's true. Casey
true, babe?
says, well,
I'm gonna get a little
Puff
more.
out that chest.
I'm gonna get a little more gordito.
Okay, I'm trying to skip those comments. Hold on. You said Lizzo, and then Abe said he would love to do a cannonball with Lizzo in the heated pool.
Oh my, Abe, I think he likes big women. That's why he said that.
And then Casey's had a good point. She says most of the time people aren't really paying attention to you. It's like you think they are. She goes, and you will most likely never see them again. So F it.
True.
And Peggy says, you're beautiful and you have no reason not to be confident. Fred, he said, I think she is awesome and a beautiful woman.
Thank you.
Hey,
And
Fred, is that
then-
Fred Ruger?
Uh-huh.
Hey, prayers for your mom. Fred, I hope everything turned out well, man. You're a faithful viewer. Thanks for tuning in. So prayers out to your family and to your mother. Hope she's doing better.
And then Abe says, you'll never see them again. True. Well, unless your future...
Entanglement.
The entanglement word.
Y'all see that comment, right, guys?
Kills
Okay.
me.
That's crazy. I love
That
the memes.
word.
Like
The memes are so
yeah,
good.
does Will know what month this is? But no, I think you're doing you being and knowing who you are, knowing who you are, knowing who you are. I think you're watching you on Facebook. I've seen your son. Like a lot of people say, I've seen Jacob grow up on Facebook. I've seen your son grow up on Facebook. Yeah, and we seen him when he was like a little baby with little birdie hair.
Little baby bird.
Yeah, little
hair.
baby birdie hair. So if you're gonna start the journey again, because you stopped because of an injury, right? Have you recovered from that injury?
I still have a torn meniscus. I was supposed to get the surgery, but again, that got canceled. So
Because of the corona.
well, first because of the corona, then because of my weight. They said my BMI was too high, so they didn't want to do the surgery. Insurance doesn't want to pay for it. So now it's kind of just like at a standstill.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we have some medical people that are watching. Can you still work out with a torn meniscus? Can you can you work through it? Because
it hurts to. From what I gathered from the surgeon, she thinks that it's torn in two places. She thinks it's torn towards the back and then towards the right side of the knee. So any lateral movements and squatting movements hurt. And as anybody knows, for CrossFit, you have to squat to lift weights. You have to bend your knees to do rowing. You have to, basically everything involves knees. So I can probably walk would be the easiest thing, is just walking to try to lose some weight and then go from there.
that's what I was gonna tell you. Like if you're tolerable enough to walk, just walk. I mean that's how it started. I mean, me and my wife used to go watch my son do football practice. We moved here to San Antonio, and it was like exactly 1 mile around the park that he did, and we started off like, let's just walk one time around. And I was still active duty.
We did it one time.
We did it one time, and I was
let's
like,
see how far we walk
yeah, let's see how
today.
much we can do. And thing, dude, we'd walk like 10, 11 miles sometimes. I'm not even exaggerating. During one football, a good 3 hours, 2.5 hours, we'd walk 10, 11 miles, just walking, talking, you know. And those are just some of the things that you can do. I mean, you don't need to be jumping off boxes and stuff like that.
No, that's how I hurt myself in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. One of the WODs had
Stupid box jumps.
had box jumps, and I didn't do a box jump. I do a box up, and there were 90 of them on the workout, and I finished, but hurt myself. So
That's
I hurt my finger during the box. I overstepped or jumped or whatever. And
they're bad.
Hey, should we put Maria on? Should we put her on right now?
no.
I think we should.
Don't do it.
There she is. She's not. Let it go real quick. Just let it go real quick.
Is it
There she is.
down?
She's upside down.
You're terrible.
Hey, that was cool. That was cool. But that you had enough guts to come on here and talk to people and let people watch something, you know, that some people walk around there embarrassed about. It takes a lot to come on here on camera, you know, and talk about it. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that maybe would be something important? Somebody that was in your shoes. You spoke about depression, how the weight pushed you into depression. A couple of weeks back, I had my friend Gigi on. She talked a little bit about depression and how she overcame depression. And she's always battled her weight. But she doesn't stop. Like she's constantly doing something. Is there anything that maybe I didn't ask that you wanted to?
I think that sometimes weight is often looked at like as a bad thing, like it's bad if you're plus size, it's bad if you're bigger. Everybody that's big is unhappy and depressed, and that's not true. Not everybody is. It can be for some people, but not everybody is. I think that if you are a person who's overweight and you think that there is a medical issue wrong with you, and you have a healthcare provider that just pushes you to lose weight, you need to find a new healthcare provider, because ultimately you are the patient and you need to be validated. I had a just crazy experience pregnant with my son.
With that lady I told you that?
That was just for emergency room, but I still was under my dad's military insurance when I had my son, so I would go up to Lackland Air Force Base, which is very far. And throughout, I would say probably the last 4 weeks of my pregnancy, it was just very uncomfortable. It was, oh, your baby's going to be huge, because you're plus size. Your baby's going to be big. I'm expecting 9.5, 10 pounds or more. You're probably going to have to have a C-section because of your weight. You probably won't be able to push out your baby. Your baby might have, we have to check your baby's sugars because you're a gestational diabetic. So, your weight has affected the baby. There were just so many negative things, that happened and that they pushed for, like an induction. I did not research enough. I love everything about childbirth and all that good stuff. And what I know now, I wish that I knew then. Being someone of plus size, they wanted to induce me because they thought that my baby was ginormous. And so they induced me, and I had a very hard labor. I was in labor with my son for 36 hours.
Woo!
I pushed for 3.5 hours and ended up needing vacuum assistance, forcep assistance. And, it was just... It was awful, and they said because he would be so big, and my baby weighed 7 pounds. He was a normal size baby, and he didn't have any health issues. He was perfect, and I think that that's something where a lot of people push, especially on first-time mothers, but especially on plus-size women, is that you'll need to have an induction because of your size will affect your baby's size.
I'm totally against those inductions, and I Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go get induced. Is this your first baby? Yeah, you probably should wait till the baby's ready.
I try to tell a lot of people that, and a lot of people don't like to hear it, but I think that,
Well, people have their mindset already on a date.
Yes, on a date.
Not realizing, like, for example, I mean, I think a lot of people that I've known that have had inductions, they've been in labor over 24 hours.
They're harder.
Yeah, and they're harder. Versus just, I mean, if you go 1 or 2 days past your due date, it's okay. If the baby's okay and still moving, then he's going to be fine, and chances are your labor's not going to be as tough.
Yeah, I mean, anything where medical intervention comes in, you know, you're not contracting naturally. You have medication that's pushing you further, and then, you know, if you get an epidural, it's completely your choice. But again, epidurals stall labor. And so, you know, they will stop you from dilating. They will stop you from being able to push, and you will most likely, first-time moms will end up with a higher C-section rate, but especially plus-size women. And so if you have, like I said, a medical team or a doctor who just, you know, maybe you're feeling off and their thing is, well, maybe you should exercise and lose some weight and you'll feel better. And you've been, you know, depressed for a while, and that's just their answer. Find someone else. If you have, you know, something that's hurting inside and their first thing is, well, you need to lose weight because you're overweight, find someone else. Your feelings should be validated no matter what size you are.
Well, even now, I mean, being a woman, and I had Jacob, I was 38 when I had him. Even then, they tell you you're high risk because you're older.
She was old.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm Mexican. We're never old. Too old.
Easy. Hey, babe, for the corner of my eye, I could see a couple of long messages from Miss Brenda.
Yes.
Can you read those?
So the one, she said, I had to change my doctor during my 4th pregnancy. My doctor was horrible about my weight. I would get so much anxiety going into my appointments. That's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
She said she never had any complications during her pregnancies either. Casey said to the induction, it's because you're forcing your body to go into labor, and when it's not ready. And I totally agree.
To my friend, Ms. Brenda's comment, like, that's got to feel awful. Like, you're supposed to be happy about bringing a life into this world, and then you're sitting in the parking lot feeling that anxiety because you're going to go see a doctor and you don't want to hear what he's got to say. So that's got to be, and for the viewers who don't struggle with this, that's kind of why I wanted to bring her on here and talk about it, because I know we don't live it. We don't live it every day, and you know, we're only touching on just a surface of what you live through every single day. You know, we only got, well, we can have all the time we want, but I try to keep it at 2 hours. You know, the subjects that I bring, I just want people to get a grasp, because I'm gonna, will it ever happen again? If that I'm gonna look at a dude and be like, he's a dope dealer because he's got a skinny girlfriend? No, but I'm really gonna think about it. I'm really gonna be like, do I need to be that person? Do I need to be, because you know, everybody, like you said, you don't know why somebody's big. It could be it could be a medical issue. It could be, you know, whatever the case may be. Does it? Do you ever just like sit in your, like, I'm just thinking out loud. Do you ever just sit in your car somewhere and be like, man, I have to do something? Like, maybe you stopped. Let's take it back before you even started CrossFit. Do you ever just, like, maybe not in your car, just anywhere, like maybe sat at the edge of your bed and just been like, gosh, dang it, I got to start. I have to do this. Do you? Because the way I see when I see people and I follow them on social media, like, hey, I'm gonna start my thing, and then 4 days later they're posting a picture of a chicken fried steak. You know,
that's me.
Did you go through that? Did you go to where, like, I'm gonna start, and then you started, and then you started again?
Oh, that happens to everybody.
Yeah,
it happens to everybody, not just big people. But I mean, I have a whole lifetime of basically diet culture. You know, the first time my mom ever went on Weight Watchers, I wanted to try it too, and I was young. I was like 12 or 13.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to do it too because I was tired of getting made fun of at school. And, you know, I that, wanting my mom to buy me lean cuisines, you know, in 8th grade, because that's all I wanted to eat, you know.
That hurts me, man. That hurts me to think that these are things. Well, I'm speaking for myself. These are things that I don't think about as a parent. I don't think about a little girl or a little boy at school being made fun of because they're fat. I don't see it. You know, with that being said, it triggered something in my head. People always ask me about California and Texas, like the difference, right?
Oh, such a big difference.
Check this out, though, and you can agree.
Okay.
You can agree or disagree. Here in South Texas, we are probably, if not, we're up there in the top 5 fattest areas of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
But when you walk into a mall, or you walk into a restaurant, or you walk into a store, whatever it is, you walk into somewhere where there's public, right? Here in South Texas, the difference between here and California is when you walk in a big person, nobody takes a second glance at you. You might get some stares, right? But nobody really gives you like that, like, a la madre, like, dude, that's, you know what I'm saying? They don't give you that kind of deal. In California, though,
Oh yeah.
you walk in and it's like, hey, bro, what's the deal? Why are you like that? Or hey, you know, that's a big girl, or whatever the case may be. Over here, it's the opposite. Some guy walks in, all dressed up, GQ'd, fit. You know, our people are like, look at this vato, who does he think he is? You know what I mean? They give them, it's like the opposite.
It's true.
It's true, right?
It's true.
Here,
And there's like so many more. Like I remember the first time when school started here, high school, and I was stopped at a stoplight, and there was a larger girl wearing very short shorts, and I was like, I wish I went to high school here. I'm like, nobody was looking at her. Nobody was. I'm like, oh my God, like. Yeah. I only wore jeans and a sweatshirt. Didn't matter how hot it was. I was in my sweatshirt. Yeah, and I was in my jeans. Did not matter how hot it was.
That's
crazy. It's so different here. The girls that you see in, you know, bikinis down at the river. Yeah. It's so much more, I feel like, body positive here.
So what you're saying is that they couldn't walk with that same bikini at San Clemente Beach?
You'd get a lot of stares. You'd get a lot of stares.
Casey says when we used to walk into Starbucks and there were girls in their bikinis, we would definitely stick out.
It's true. Yeah. We definitely stuck out.
And then Fred said Texans see the real person where California just sees the outside and not the real person. That's a good...
I mean, there's definitely... I think that... I mean...
Don't go to Austin.
Hateful. Yeah, Austin's a lot like San Clemente. If you want a taste of, you know, if you miss California, just go to Austin. But you know, like there's mean and hateful people anywhere. Mm-hmm. I've had comments made about my weight here. I had comments made about my weight in California. People love to comment on other people's bodies, and I guess I never understood like why that's acceptable. Commenting on someone else's body or their size, you know? It's
because they don't like themselves.
I guess, you know, that's what your parents tell you.
I like myself, even though I thought he was a drug dealer, so don't look at me like that, people.
Or you were jealous. Right? One or the other.
No? Yeah. Like, what the?
You hear that,
Were you jealous of the, how, did you say to yourself, well, I'm going to ask you a question. So did you say to yourself, how, my camera's all messed up. How did he pull somebody like that? I mean, did you ever ask yourself, and then here you are, you know, not, you know, is that what it was? Or were you like, wow, she's hot. Why is she walking with somebody like him?
No, that's not
even. Be honest.
That didn't even cross my.
The pressure is on.
I'm being honest with you. That's not even like what crossed my mind. My crossed my mind is just the whole theory of it all. Like, like this dude, right?
You're just curious.
Your theory. You're
curious.
But has nothing to do with the girl. The girl, sometimes, you know. No, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. This is a family-friendly show. But I don't want to judge. So the viewers, you know, try not to judge.
Brenda, he said Abel was a drug dealer. No.
With that being said, we're getting close to the end, and I'll ask you one more time. Did you even share the video?
Yeah.
You did? It's on. You shared it to your page?
I
Okay,
did.
cool. there's nothing else that you'd want to talk about being a fat body. I'll use your Marine Corps terminology.
With the knife hand.
With the knife hand.
Ugh. I don't know. I guess.
So here'd be my question.
Okay, question.
If you were to tell a young lady who's suffering from obesity, right? Mm-hmm. Say from a teenage age until whatever age now. Mm-hmm. What would be something that you learn, or what would be something that you would tell them to live by, or some kind of like what am I looking for?
Words of encouragement?
Yeah, not even words of encouragement, just something that you live by. You know what I mean? You dealing with the same thing they're dealing with.
That's a good question. So I always think about like if I can have a chance to like go back, like to the height of like teasing or being made fun of, and I would just, I think, be more confident. Like, at the end of the day, those words hurt so bad when they were said. They hurt so bad. They cut so deep. I didn't think that, I'd want to go to school again and listen to the same thing. I didn't understand why that person intended on making my life miserable. Where now I'm just like, at the end of the day, I don't think about them. Where in that time, that was all like I cared about. I didn't understand why, just always sad, always crying, always upset. So I guess I always think about like going back in time and just being more confident and letting it roll off my shoulder more. That I'm such a sensitive person that I take everything like, just so personally. And I think it would just be to be more confident in yourself, that if you are unhealthy, if you feel like you're unhealthy, then make changes. If you're happy with who you are, and there are plenty of big people that are healthy. A lot of people see bigger bodied people and they think, oh, that person is unhealthy, when in reality, they could be very healthy. I've seen thinner people that have
that's me right now,
such problems, so many health problems, struggling daily, where a bigger person could outrun them. You wouldn't think so, but they're healthy. And, I think that if you know in your heart of hearts that you're unhealthy and you want to make a change, just start. Because like we said, the hardest part is that mindset of getting up, going. Don't worry about, who's going to judge you for being there, the looks, because you're there for you. You're not there for anybody else. It's just, you're trying to make yourself better. And if that means, losing 20 pounds just to get a little bit healthier, then that's 20 pounds. If that means that you need to lose 100 pounds, start small. Give yourself small goals and reward yourself along the way.
I like what you said earlier, that you gave yourself these small 20, 25 pound goals, and that's what you went with, because that's being realistic.
Yeah.
And that
it's a lot more disappointing when you set yourself up for a big goal and you don't reach it, and then you get depressed and hard on yourself. Where if you make these small little 25 pounds at a time, I always think about it like, a quarter. I lost a quarter. Now I only have 3 quarters to go. I lost another quarter. Now I only have 2 quarters to go.
That's a good way. That's a good way to look at it. So we come to that time. We're a little over, which is okay. I want to thank you for giving me your Wednesday evening. I want to thank you, first of all, for having the cojones to come on a live show, not even a recorded show where I could fix it and take things out. Dude, you're live. What you answer is what you answer. And by tomorrow morning there'll be thousands of people that have heard your story, and it's just a little bit. It's not just too much. That's a little bit on the outside. But again, I want to thank you for giving me your Wednesday evening and coming and sharing with people, because like I always say, you never know who's listening. There's one thing you could have said that could have just sparked something in somebody, and they run with it. You know what I mean? Hey, I saw this girl on this Facebook show, and she encouraged me like, hey, to be comfortable who I am, and to get healthy. So uh, I want to thank you for coming and being here. I want to thank your husband for allowing you to be here and babysitting. Chris, if thank you if you're watching. To your mother and your father, you raised a very respectful, beautiful, inside and out young woman, because you're still young, even though you're in your 30s. And it's been a pleasure watching you grow up from down the street, a little girl, to being a great mother. And even though we live in the same city, we don't see each other, just through Facebook. But keep doing. Yeah, I mean that's crazy.
Living on the same street, 4 houses away, and here we are in the same city.
You've had a. Oh, I'm sorry, babe.
That Donna Valdez says, great advice. She said, yes, great advice. I'm so proud of you and your mindset. Thank you. And your mom, great job, Danica Rao. She's like, I love you and thank you, Bumper and Weecha, for having her. And Fred says, besides Weecha, you're number one of the sweetest girls on the show. Thank you. But thank you, Danica. We've had the honor and pleasure of seeing you grow up from, I get all emotional. So grow up from high school to being a mommy, to being a wife. And, I see your posts on Facebook and, when you're, talking about Griffin and just your parenting and, a lot of that, sometimes, I listen to it and I take it because it's, it's like a different mindset. Like I think the other day I posted that being an older, I saw a post
her camera died
from back then that I was going to say, I said being an older parent, we have more patience, with our kids. And so I'm thinking like, okay, here I was 38 having Jacob, and you had that patience at such a young age that, I found it was amazing to me that you had that. And like you said, you got it from your mom. And my kids were always like, Miss Cindy. But Miss Cindy was the mom of the street. She was like, she would snatch, if she saw you acting up, she'd snatch you up.
Snatch your ass up. That's why I told you, are you sure you're
But at home, obviously
mother?
she did a great job with her girls, because they're all wonderful young ladies. And your dad too, of course.
I think if you get anything from tonight's show, just know that everybody's different.
Jasmine Malik, she said that everybody moved to Texas.
Everybody's different, and we're like I say every week. It's how I end the show. Everybody has their path, right?
Yeah.
Some people's path are straight. Some people's path are really curvy, and along that path we have different issues.
Yep.
And we carry different things. Sometimes it's weight, sometimes it's drug issues, alcohol issues.
Yeah.
We all have issues, and that's why I do the show, to talk to people who walk amongst us. And again, thank you, Danica, for coming on here and being who you are. Thank you for just coming and sharing your testimony, in a sense, with the world. I think a lot of people will get something from it. To my viewers, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you like some of the new get up that we're doing. I didn't put any of these up because it is what it is. But if you want to donate, there's my Cash App. Hey, if that's not good enough for you, I can do Venmo. Let me know. We got them all, right?
Hey. Your mom goes, I just didn't want the kids to get hit. And I'm like, I'm sure you saved my kids a few times.
And thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
No, I think your post on Facebook was a lot better this way than if you would have just done it.
It was a lot better.
So to the viewers, man, thank you guys. Again, one more real quick shout out to El Abogado Ruiz law firm. They're in Houston. Personal injury attorney and immigration attorney. If you need somebody, there's this number. Hit them up, 832-744-8650. Thank you for being a sponsor. To all my viewers, tune in next Wednesday, because penciled in right now is going to be something very... I'm going to tell you right now. It is going to be the most emotional Wacky Wednesday that I've done. I mean, I'm choking up right now. Just the thought of what's to come next Wednesday. If everything rolls out right, I'll let you know by Sunday or Monday. But with school coming back, and you led right into it with bullying and stuff. So I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag. But tune in, please tune in next Wednesday. You have kids going back to school, whatever the case may be. You're gonna want to watch this. Again, I'm choking up because it's gonna be a powerful Wacky Wednesday. I'm actually gonna get to go over there. You won't have this background. So please tune in. And again, thank you guys for tuning in. I love every single one of you. Keep being who you are. Don't let anybody change. You be you. Wake up every day and always know that somebody's looking up to you. Always know that somebody's looking at at what you're doing. You might not think so, but somebody's looking up to you. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have a beautiful evening. Thank you to my beautiful wife, for being the producer and being in the background. I finally got her on camera and her own microphone. So things are going to be good. There are a lot of things to come. Y'all stay tuned next Wednesday. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Wacky Wednesday, episode 16. Done.